Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Morgan Haney on the line, who's a digital marketing expert and coach, and currently the digital sales manager over at Entercom. Morgan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing as a digital marketing expert and over at Entercom. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career and in business?
Interestingly enough, out of college, where I got my degree in accounting, I actually started my career at a very young age at a Holiday Inn, so in the hotel industry. I started out as a front desk clerk there and quickly moved to front desk manager, and then from front desk manager, I had the general manager of the property asked me if I was interested in the sales manager position. I said, okay, well, I mean, my college education is accounting, but obviously he saw something in me in sales, and I moved into the sales manager position, quickly, jumped through the ranks, from sales manager to director of sales of 5 different hotels, and was in that industry for about 7 years, and then took my sales skills from there and moved over from there into mortgages in the early 2000s. And, from 2001 to 2008 was in the mortgage industry. And interestingly enough, when I was managing a mortgage office full of sales reps, the owner of the business was getting leads from this crazy thing called the internet, right? It was amazing. So he showed me, what was going on and how he was collecting leads and the back end of it, and it was mind-boggling to me that he could put these simple text ads out on Google. Somebody would click on that text ad, go to our website, and fill out a complete 1003, which is if you know the mortgage industry, it's a complete application with Social Security numbers, personal information. I was like, so you're telling me you reached out on the internet and people came to our website and provided all of this information to me? That's amazing to me. So he was showing me this. He had a rhyme and a reason for it. Is he wanted me to take over managing the search campaign for the office. So that's kind of where I got my start in this whole thing called internet marketing.
Wow.
Absolutely loved it. Loved the back end of it. Loved the digital. Digital is amazing because it's all your decisions are based on data, right? And I love data. Data will drive smart decisions every time. We all have opinions and we all have assumptions about what's working and what's not. But when you get into the data never lies. And so honestly, I rode the mortgage industry up until 2008 when everything crashed. And at that point, I took my digital marketing skills and I started my own digital marketing agency called Power 22 Marketing. Matter of fact, it's still alive today, and I still service some legacy accounts with that. And went from there, and interestingly enough, I tried to form a relationship with a pretty big player in San Diego called Reach Local at the time that was really big into paid search, and I was doing search engine optimization for them as a partner. And when I went down there to talk to the local manager, he actually recruited me into the office, and 3 years later, I was running that office. And so I've gone from that to another company, and now I'm over at Entercom, managing about $4 million annually of digital ad spend. I've got 18 sales reps that come to me for all things digital, and things are good. I love it. I can't.
What an absolutely amazing story! I love it. You said they were getting leads from this thing called the internet. It was crazy. So you are really a pioneer in lead gen. I mean, realistically, as long as you've been in the industry, and also from the vantage point of the different search engine optimization. I mean, before that was a real key term, you were doing it already and working on it with Reach. So that being said, there's some people out there right now that are listening to this that maybe they're just getting started in digital marketing, or maybe they're thinking about digital marketing as a career. but they haven't quite got started yet. What kind of advice would you give to either that new entrepreneur that's out there thinking about getting started in digital?
Well, the great thing these days, and unlike back then, is there are a lot of resources out there. In fact, there's a lot of free resources for self-education. You can go get Google certified in paid search just by simply having a Gmail account. Khan Academy has a ton of resources for digital marketing. And interestingly enough, some of even the local junior colleges in town have certificate courses now in the digital marketing space. And I can tell you right now, in working for the company that I work for, we've got kids fresh out of college that are our project managers, meaning once I go sell it, they're the ones that help piece it all together and help implement it with our team that actually puts it out there. There's a lot of really good, decent paying entry-level positions available for somebody who's just got the skills. You don't even have to get a 4-year degree in this thing anymore. You can go get yourself a digital marketing certificate, get an entry-level position in a company like mine at Entercom, and really start your career from there. It's amazing what's available these days.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that's a good transition. Morgan, let's get into what you're doing over at Entercom. So first, tell me a little bit more about the business, please.
So Entercom is at first a radio conglomerate. They purchased CBS Radio 2 years ago and became the second largest radio conglomerate in the country. We are in 250 markets. And for me as a digital sales manager, what's unique about that is, we already had an established footprint here in San Diego, where my market is. And we were already established with the biggest advertisers in the county. And with the transition from traditional media like TV, radio, newspaper, magazines, all really go into the digital space, it was a really good position for me to step into as I get walked into some of the biggest accounts here in San Diego and really use my 10, almost 12 years now of digital experience to help put together a really effective marketing campaign that's going to do, kind of a 2, 3, 4-pronged approach. We're going to have a branding element, so kind of top of the funnel, and then we're going to really, really drill down to where we're doing direct response. So we're doing everything from video advertising on the newest, latest shiny toy, which is OTT and connected television for more of a branding play, to really direct response drivers doing, video advertising on Facebook and Instagram, and then the old tried and true paid search on Google. So we've got about almost $5 million in digital ad spend going through this office annually right now, and I'm in charge of making sure it all gets executed and executed well, and we derive the number one result for our clients, which is more business for them. Whether that means more phone calls, whether that means people, walking into the establishment. One of our biggest accounts is Belmont Park here in San Diego, so we're judged on how much foot traffic we drive. Yeah, that's it. That's what we do.
So, what's the sweet spot for it? Because I have a lot of listeners out there, and what's the sweet spot in terms of the right type of business to work with for you?
The sweet spot for businesses to work with me really is, it's everything from the small mom and pop, what we call SMBs, small to medium sized business, all the way through the multi-location. But really where I found our sweet spot is if you need somebody to call you, if you need somebody to reach out to you, we are definitely the company to work with in driving that action. So if you've got we work from lawyers all the way down to retail, from retail to schools, and everything in between. So the real sweet spot is if you need client or customer acquisition, that's the sweet spot. And if you've exhausted all of your means on traditional media, whether it be radio or TV, or you're finding market share slipping there, and you know that you need to get into the digital space, we're a great place to reach out to.
That's awesome. And speaking of that, Morgan, what's the best route for somebody to reach out to Entercom and to get more info?
Honestly, the best way to reach out to me is just go straight to LinkedIn. Look up Morgan Haney at Entercom. Morgan Haney, digital marketing expert and coach /DSM at Entercom. look me up on LinkedIn. You'll find me there.
Perfect. Well, hey, Morgan, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing over at Entercom to help your clients drive leads. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes store, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Morgan, thank you for coming on the show.